Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining me here on the WITN First Alert Desk at 8 a.m. I'm Gigi Barnett. Hopefully you're all having a wonderful Thursday morning. We're in for another beautiful day here in Eastern Carolina. Hope you've been enjoying the weather so far. Those 70s yesterday felt great. I hope you got outside, are able to enjoy, and if you didn't go outside yesterday, you've got chances today, tomorrow, and if you're really into those hot temperatures, we've got 90s coming our way into the weekend. So Jim will talk about all of the weather details to keep you updated on everything. He'll be here in just a few moments. But before we talk about the weather, we do have a really courageous story to tell you about in honor of Brain Cancer Awareness Month, and we were able to speak with a patient named Brandy out in Beaufort County who not only has been experiencing brain cancer, but her journey is with cancer actually started beforehand with a really life-altering diagnosis of breast cancer as well. So we spoke with Brandy and we were able to learn more about her journey. Even sitting in a dark room with a sensitivity to light, Brandy Drake is a ray of sunshine.
Just keep swimming, just keep swimming.
Brandy has battled breast cancer since 2024, and only days before she would have been cancer-free for a year, doctors found tumors in her brain. She says the breast cancer cells had spread, and she was diagnosed with brain cancer in April.
Just total and utter shock and surprise and sadness.
Through headaches, difficulty reading, and screen and light sensitivity, Brandy has managed to keep a smile on her face and her sense of humor intact, even naming her brain tumors.
Very large tumor, which I named Big Bertha, Tiny Tim and Tiny Tina, because they were really small, but they were in the front.
Her fiance Bobby has been a helping hand through the journey, even as the breast cancer diagnosis upended many of their future plans.
She's a fierce woman, climb mountains. She's strong, and that gives me hope.
Although Brandy had to leave a job she loves as a pharmacist at CVS in Washington, she found other ways to take care of those in need. During her initial breast cancer treatments, she made care packages for women battling cancer who may not have had the same support that she did.
You just have to have hope on a bad day that tomorrow is going to be better.
And now the community is certainly rallying around her with a display set up at CVS where patients and customers can show their love through a handwritten note. In the meantime, Brandy is keeping a smile on her face, saying support from her loved ones and her faith are getting her through.
Regardless of what outcome, that I'm going to be okay. No matter what happens here, I will be lifted through it and carried through it.
She has such a positive and inspiring outlook on everything that she's been through, and it's really great to see the community also rallying around her, helping her out, cheering her on through her journey. They had that set up at the CVS that she had been working at, so really wonderful to see everyone.
Extraordinary strength.
Yes.
It's hard to imagine being in that position and dealing with that much as far as your health is concerned, and just being that positive and outgoing and spirited. So, good role model right there, no doubt.
For sure.
All right, let's talk weather. And again, the weather forecast certainly looking good. Mother Nature a good role model as we head it towards the weekend. The air temp outside, low to mid 60s right now. That was the Grifton camera. Just down the road, they're going to start playing baseball in 3 hours, 11 a.m. at Granger Stadium, home of the Down East Bird Dogs. They played their first 2 home games of the season the last 2 days. 2 L's. They'll probably get one into the win column today as they take on the Capitales, I think is the way you pronounce that, from Quebec in town. 68 for the first pitch, northwest on the wind direction at 10. Generally sunny skies. If those clouds get out on time, if they don't worry about it. They're thinning quickly. I think you're generally going to be sunny as we get into the game. And then we'll go down to the coast. Morehead City, Sanitary Restaurant camera, 68. I'm looking out towards Atlantic Beach in that shot on the ocean side of the bridge out there where the Atlantic Beach Music Festival will be taking place on Saturday. Starts at 11 a.m., 7 hours of music, food, good times, great weather. You'll have live music that full 7 hours and a lot of great food down there. 74 at noontime, 77 into the afternoon, kind of holding there under generally cloud-free skies. Not a lot of wind, also bodes really well for all the great fans going down there. 10 to 15 on that southwest wind. Enjoy. All right, I mentioned a few light raindrops this morning. There's not much there, but along I would say maybe the Highway 17 corridor from Elizabeth City to Windsor, and then stretching a little bit into northern Pitt County, a few light raindrops brushing by Bethel there, and then back into maybe northern Greene County. Little splash and dashers, nothing of any consequence, and not sticking around, diminishing and headed up to the northeast. So we'll say goodbye to that. Air temps across the board in the low to mid 60s, a couple of upper 60s on the coast, Beaufort and Hatteras right now, and that wind will kind of hold around 10. I think we'll gust 20 occasionally, so a little breezy at times, but a nice wind direction. That's a dry flow. Humidity stays down. A beautiful mid-70 this afternoon, a very comfortable mid-70s. Same thing tomorrow, more mid-70s. Saturday we'll start bumping those numbers upward, mid-80s on Saturday after a low down near 52. Watch those temps tomorrow morning. Cooler start with that 49 inland tomorrow morning, and then more mid-70s. Those 70s again will head up this weekend. Let me show you why. As we stretch the big map out, high pressure building in behind this weak front that's just moved through, that blue cold front on the map, hitting the coast right now. So that rolls offshore, and we get a couple of days of cooler weather. Gotta be careful with my wording. Mid-70s, mid to maybe upper 70s tomorrow, and generally blue skies this afternoon tomorrow as well. All right, back to the west. Most of our weather comes from the west, unless it's tropical. Usually the tropical stuff will come from the south. That next front approaching the middle of next week. There's tomorrow, so you're thinking, my gosh, it's going to take that long. Yeah, that thing is not moving very fast at all. And that means severe thunderstorms rumbling across the midsection of the nation for the next several days. That front kind of gets stuck back there, waffles around as a cold to warm front. You can see the rain in and out of that map. Nothing getting over us. Look at the moisture pulling up from the Gulf Coast as we get into Sunday, back across Louisiana, Texas. That will continue to build back there into next week. There's the hot, settles in Sunday to Monday over us, sticks around Tuesday, Wednesday as well. That's a nice wet map to the west of us. That's what we need to see. A nice, good coverage of rain translating eastbound. And yes, snows back into Wyoming, Montana, Idaho behind that front. Powerhouse spring front there. Severe weather threat today, tomorrow, Saturday, midsection of the nation. Same thing Sunday, Monday into Tuesday. 6 days of the same area dealing with strong to severe weather back there. They're going to be storm weary by the time we get into the middle of next week. And then that front moves our way on Thursday. It looks like the arrival time right now. That's when we get our next decent rain chance in here. Until then, generally a dry run. Highs climb to 90 Sunday and stay there Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And again, lows coming up after an upper 40 tomorrow morning. Lows not getting much below 70 into next week. So the heat's a big story, Gigi, as we head into Sunday and next week. And then waiting on the front late week. When does it arrive? How wet is it? Will it bring severe weather? How much rain might we get out of it? All questions that we can't answer just yet until we get some more data.
Okay, got it. But yeah, just enjoy the weather that we have. Make sure you're taking care of yourselves. Sunscreen, big important thing here. I bet the UV index is probably quite high as well.
It will be this afternoon. Yeah, the clouds will break up and it'll stay that way through the weekend.
Okay.
By the way, on the beaches today, moderate rip current risk on the Outer Banks, low risk on the Crystal Coast. So a bit of, excuse me, a bit of an enhanced risk on the Outer Banks today. Be wary of that. It's doable, but I wouldn't go in real deep. Make sure there's a lifeguard at the beach.
Got it. Well, thank you, Jim, and thank you everyone for joining us this morning. Hope you all have a wonderful Thursday.